Financial disclaimer. The information provided in this stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional financial or investment advice. We are not licensed financial advisors, and the content presented here is based on our personal opinions and experiences. Investing in stocks and other financial instruments involves risk, including the potential loss of capital. Any investment decisions you make are solely your own responsibility, and you should conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment choices. The content we share on this stream may not be accurate, complete, or up to date. Market conditions and financial regulations can change rapidly, and we cannot guarantee the accuracy or reliability of the information presented. We do not endorse or promote any specific stocks, companies, or investment strategies. Any actions you take based on the content of this stream are at your own risk, and we will not be held liable for any losses or damages that may occur as a result. Always remember that past performance is not indicative of future results, and no investment is guaranteed to be profitable. Make informed decisions and consider your risk tolerance before investing any funds. By accessing and using this stream, you acknowledge and agree that we are not responsible for any investment decisions you make as a result of the content presented. You are encouraged to seek advice from qualified financial professionals for personalized guidance. Please invest responsibly and only with money you can afford to lose.
Hey man, just found the next guaranteed multi-bagger.
Hey man, you found another one? What is it this time?
Come check this out.
Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm having some issues today. As you can see, I'm a bit late. I've just updated to Windows 11, and because of that, some settings are not like they're supposed to be. So I'm not sure if the quality is good now or if it's crap. So let me know in the comments if you notice something that doesn't work, so I can try to adjust it. So I'm running a bit late because of that. I figured it out like in the last second here, and on top of that I now need to go through and update my sheet. So that's why you see me in here now. This is my full database, and with Y sheets I'm just updating everything. Now this is my full database, so I'm just gonna see if the sound and everything works fine here. So let me know if there's some issues, and I will try to fix it on as we go here. But yeah, I'm gonna update the sheet while we do this, and it's good to be back. By the way, I couldn't do the stream last Thursday because it was 4th of July, so the market was closed, and you know, Dane did his stream 2 days ahead, so we thought that was a bit unnecessary. And then some things happened also in the weekend, so we just dropped it on the weekend. So Dane was back on Tuesday. That was very good to see. I saw the stream and he went through a lot of charts, and I saw that I think there was a lot of good information. And if you saw the tickers, actually they have performed well this week that he pulled up in his stream. So yeah, I've looked, so it's good to be back now. It's been a while. And like I said, I updated to Windows 11, so that's why I have all these issues right now. I just need to update the information in OBS, I think, and then I will be good to go again. But there was some issues with the sound, so I'm not sure what's going on really. But let me know if stuff sounds weird, or there's some echo or some delay or something like that. And by the way, Guillermo, I've been in contact with you on Y-Sheets. Please, you need to add a button where I can update all of these at just a click of a button, because now I have like a lot and it takes a while. So I know that you are working on it. So I'm looking forward to that button coming, because it will save me a lot of time, as you can see here. A bit slow, but it's all good. When I'm at the bottom here, I can go into the daily movers and the fundamental sheet. So then we can start by looking at some tickers. It's been a good day today for markets. A lot of things are up. A lot of things I'm involved in is up. ALTO is up a lot actually, so that's good to see. But you know, we have been waiting for some movements in these stocks already, so it's not like it's anything crazy. But good to see a green day for the stuff that we are involved in. And I saw Sporting Warehouse are doing well, so I noticed that they are up as well today. Let me just check here, because my this is going to be one of those days where I'm going to have a lot of technical issues, I think, so just bear with me. I'm going to fix the camera after I've updated the sheet here, so you can just follow along as I talk here. There's nothing to see right now anyways, because you know, I'm just updating the sheet. Let me check here real quick. There, now I'm back. I hate having these technical issues. All right, we're soon done here. All right, so far as I can hear, there's no echo or anything, so stuff seems to work well. I apologize that I'm a bit late, but well, I have some tickets. We will go through them now. But my plan was to go through you know, a little bit of ALTO. There's been some new comments and stuff like that, and actually there's been some plans. This is not recent though. This is just like from New Year's, but it's just a confirmation that there are interest in the market for buying up plants and stuff, and that's what we kind of hope for in ALTO's case, right? Hey JD, nice to see you in the chat, JD. Sounds good. Okay, thanks a lot for that. You guys don't care anyways, but there was some issues with my OBS, so I will try to fix it till next time. Good to see you, JD. How are you going? Have you had a good week with your investments and all that stuff? This is the last one, and then we are good to go. Why sheets are awesome. This is awesome. It just takes a little bit of long time, and I know Guillermo is on it. He will try to fix that. So, but I've started to use my database completely with the Y sheets now, so I'm very happy with how it's working. And I added a script, because look at this now. I've added a script to my thing here. Oh, now it here it comes. It updated automatically, but sometimes it's way slow to update here. So I just like have a script like a macro. So I can just press this button, and then it kind of auto updates the entire sheet here. And it's pretty sick, because I found a script, like a base of the script, and then I put it into ChatGPT, and it helped me to, you know, do what I wanted it to do. So now it's more automated, and I just have to click that button and everything updates. So I haven't been able to go through daily movers today, so I thought I should do that on stream. It's been a while since last time I did it. But I have a few tickers already, so there I have like 5 tickers or something that I'm interested in to look at. Yeah, today was green for me as well. Nice, JD. ALTO had a big day. I'm going to talk about ALTO in a second here. I love to see it. It's, you know, we can pull up some charts also, but I'm holding my position. This is like, this bounce up is nowhere near where I want it to be, you know, so I'm just sitting tight there and waiting for development, and the environment looks a bit promising, like we have talked about, and I'm hoping that the quarterly report that comes will be good, and let's see what happens then. Abdullah, hey Abdullah, hi there. You reach out to me on Reddit. Yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for using the chat there, Abdullah. Nice to see you here. I have reached out to a few people on Reddit. So nice that to see that it works, and I hope that you enjoyed the stream. And if you have any question about the sheets, the strategy, just if you have some tickers that you want me to pull up, if you have some questions about something that I do when I do the research, let me know in the chat, Abdullah, and I will try to answer as best as I can. And like Dane and I have said 100 times before, it's like the entire point of this, what we're trying to do with the stream is to create a conversation around the research. So hopefully you can tune in and use the chat a little bit moving forward as well. So good to see you, Abdullah. Thanks for coming in here. We can start with Alto then. Finished up like 14%. I think it went up to even 16 today. But pretty decent move, right? I had my lowest buy this time at 130, I think. So I'm happy to see that it's moving up again. But this, in my opinion, of course, and go and check the disclaimer and everything. We always say no investment advice here, you know. But in my opinion, this has no business doing like living below 2. And I see some negative comments still on some of the articles and stuff going around with Alto, and I think a lot of it is not justified at all. But let's wait and see what happens. Abdullah, I'm new to trading, so I'm learning as you go. It's good to hear. Nice. Thanks for tuning in. I love the fact that we have some people that are used to, you know, not used to, but that they have a lot of knowledge, and then new people as well. And you know, Dan and I have said it before. It's not like we are any veterans in this game. You know, we're pretty new too, but we are self-taught, both of us. So we have been where you are, Abdullah, completely new to everything, and it's hard, and it can be lonely, and it's frustrating to learn all these things. So hopefully we can, you know, help a little bit in that regard. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask them, and I might not be able to answer them anyways, but I can try at least. So that's the point there. Yeah, but Alto 166 now. And I saw Dane was reading some of the comments on his stream last time, which was you know, good, because I thought they were relevant. They are here under the Justin's article, because I thought they were relevant. Sorry, I just need to listen to the sound if everything works. I will start with the ones that I saw here a couple of days ago. This guy SV11, I think he has some good points now. He sees the same in Alto as we do. He's saying unrelated to Alto, however, still somewhat relevant. And he's linking to like a news where a company has bought a ethanol farm, plant, I mean. And this was not fully functional even. So his point was like, there are buyers in this market, and then he's also trying to compare like what they value this plant for compared to Alto's plants, the Western assets. So that's why he posted this and said like, okay, it's not really relevant, but it's interesting to see, like, to compare. I'm not going to read through this now, but you can find it in the articles. The link is there, and it's just like a story about how they have sold the plant, and it's recent, so that's also good to see. And I saw he had another one up here. We can go to it a bit later, but in the comments here it's like, what was he saying? Here, CEO of GPRE, and you know GPRE has been used as a example, like a direct competitor. Todd Becker in 2024 Q1 earnings call past May. So this is not exactly brand new, but it's worth, you know, putting it out there to get the conversation going. He's saying like, by the way, we were just checking, but to build a new ethanol plant in the United States, in our view, would be as high as 2.50 a gallon, because we have priced them to see the econs related to when alcohol to jet becomes a reality, and that's a minimum price at this point. And then he's going on to do some of his own thinking, like ALTO production capacity for their plants peaking, combined 250 million gallons, Magic Valley 60, Colombia 40, total 350. Even at a discounted rate of 175 a gallon leads to a valuation of 612 million for the entire thing. You know, and he's saying like the market cap now is 111, so that just doesn't make sense in that regard. And then there's just some discussion about it beneath here. I saw some new comments today too. This guy is very negative. Someone woke over in buy mode today. The volume had been, yeah, blah blah. Justin is saying like ethanol plants are finally getting sold, with Valero being the most recent to sell a couple of plants. If the Co-Promax system is finally fully functioning, it should be a seminal moment for Magic Valley profitability and value. Doesn't hurt that the crush margin is 10 cents plus higher in July year over year as well, and those natural gas hedges will now probably flip to a profit. Let's hope so. And then this guy comes again, another reference of a shutter ethanol plant in Coolidge, Kansas, having changed hands in January, February this year. Plant capacity 17 million gallons. No terms available for sale from this article. Per website of acquirer Cardinal Ethanol, this location seems to be operational now. And he's saying like, found some relevant info on above sale of Element Ethanol plant by ANDE to Cardinal Ethanol. And the whole point is also again the valuation here. And his conclusion is like, if a shutter plant with 70 million gallons capacity can fetch 41.67 million, then it's not far-fetched to think that these can generate, you know, in total a little bit more than 100 million. Between Magic Valley and Colombia, ALTO has the probability to generate cash almost equal to its today's entire market cap, which is the big point. And if that happens, and how can anyone rule it out that it's going to happen? I don't understand. I don't believe that you can put a, you know, like a 0% chance of this happening. I think actually the opposite. I think the likelihood of them actually selling the plants it's somewhat big, but give them some time. So I just wanted to say, like, there's some activity going on beneath the article today. This article has 500 comments. So if you're interested in ALTO, I advise you to go and read through here and get up to date on everything. JD, these guys trade, but they do a lot of research first and do some long holds. I've been learning a lot, Abdullah. Thanks, JD. Yeah, we are looking at the charts. We always have a fundamental approach where we look at the numbers. You will see it soon, Abdullah, in my fundamental sheet. And then we look at things like insider buys, insider ownership, institutional ownership, like big owners. We see if there's some activist owners involved. We kind of like that sometimes. We look at some of the metrics. We tend to deal in like levered companies where there's some near-term catalyst for stuff to happen that improves and unlock the value. For example, here in ALTO's case, a potential asset sale, or like you know, better margins and stuff like that in the next quarter. And they also have a carbon sequestration program coming up. So we are all waiting for some of these near-term catalysts. And then if they have some debt, then they might also refinance and improve their balance sheet. So there's also always a fundamental approach to what we are doing, looking at the numbers. But then we move on when we also use the chart, and we have a bigger focus now actually on the technical indicators. just to help us time like a bottom and you know, where you should probably trim the position a bit. So in that regard, we might be a bit more active on the trading side these days, but we are still like deep value based, you know. And if you know about Roaring Kitty, we have based the entire style off of him and tried to add our own spin to it a bit. But we have to. I'm not gonna take any credit for figuring this out on my own or anything like that. It's 100% based on Roaring Kitty, which we love, by the way. So yeah, that's the stuff that you're gonna get here. Thank you, JD. They do seem like they take their time to provide valuable information for us. Looking forward to sticking with them. Thanks for the comments. And we try. And I know this is not for everyone. We are how many subscribers we have now? 174, I think. We are very happy with it. We're very happy with everyone tuning in to use the chat. We didn't believe that anyone would be interested in this almost, you know. So we are very happy that we have some regular people tuning in, and I know a lot of people also can't tune in live and they watch them afterwards. So we are happy for all the contributions here. So but I was saying we are fully aware that this isn't for everyone, and that the streams tend to be very long and maybe boring for a lot of people. But we enjoy it, so I hope everyone who actually watch it enjoys it too. And yeah, again, Abdullah, feel free to just ask about anything. We have had questions in the past about the sheets, how we build them, and stuff like that, and we are glad to help with that process as well. But there's a lot of people who ask if they can get the sheets and stuff like that, and we say no to that for a bunch of reasons. Not to be you know, jerks, but it's they are personalized to us. They have a lot of links. They have a lot of information that is personalized to us. We know how to use them. We know if there's some mistake in something. We know where it is. You know, we can figure these things out because we have built them. And I think the best way to go by this is to do that yourself and get the tool that you know inside and out. You know, but first and foremost, is because they are personalized to us, and we can't just give them away. So. That's the answer to that. I'm not saying that you have asked about it, but sometimes we get these questions. I just want to say that straight up here. What was the volume on Alto today? It wasn't crazy like a million. You see, the average is almost 500,000. But how long since it was? It 126 or whatever it was? It's not a long time ago. So this has moved up a little bit. You see, volume has been real slow last days. So yeah, about time something happened here. Let's see where it heads the rest of the, you know, summer. You know, until the quarterly report. I'm very excited to see where this will go. Okay, enough about Alto. Next one was Mastercraft. Also had a good day. Mastercraft, can you believe I had a buy price of $18 and it went below that. I actually got the opportunity to buy a little bit more. I think my average now is close to 18 blank. So it went up today, which is good to see. I'm a bit surprised. I haven't seen Coliseum here go in when it was below $18. I still have a feeling we will see something here, but maybe they're happy with their position. Coliseum, you know, they have averaged down all the time here, and they have pretty big buys. I think this is a small position for them, but I mean, these high amounts are meaningful, you know. But yeah, I'm happy with my average there now, and hopefully, you know, the fact that we have a green day today is the macro environment and some guidance on future rate cuts and stuff like that. and Abdullah, if you're new here, like you will see that we don't usually pay too much attention on the macro environment, but of course it's something that we have in the back of our heads. But you saw a lot of stuff today was up because you know, this will probably if people if the outlook of the purchase power of people now in the near future looks a bit more positive than maybe people have feared, I think you will see a lot of the stuff that we have looked at will go up a little bit, you know. Mastercraft was one today. Let's see. I'm monitoring this if Coliseum adds to their position. I thought they would have. So yeah. You know, I've been telling you guys about the Sportsman Warehouse lately. I'm monitoring it closely. There's a couple of things that I like with this, and as you can see, I think just purely based on technicals, if I had a bigger cash position and I went in when I said it last week or whenever it was, I think maybe this would be enough to start to trim that position a bit, you know, a quick bounce. I think it was up yesterday also for in a week you get 15% or something. That's maybe now good enough. But saying that though, there's a fundamental case here that Sportsman Warehouse can go even further. So you know, once again, no advice here, investment advice here, but in terms of following the strategy, maybe that this is a big enough bounce in some of the stocks that we deal in that that you start to trim a little bit, you know, and look for other opportunities. I mean, if you invest a lot of money here and you get a quick bounce of like 20%, you would be happy, right? And I saw AMRK. You know, I'm interested in AMRK. Copy is involved here heavily. He believes it's play. It's his play on gold. You know, gold and silver has done fantastic lately. He has a little bit of a bearish outlook on the macro environment in the coming time, and maybe not bearish, but he says like he sees a lot of catalysts that make him believe that people will buy gold, and then this is like a broker for that stuff, and you can buy gold through their websites and stuff like that. So I was hoping it would drop towards 30. I might not get that, so I'm not doing anything right now here. I'm just gonna wait and see. But it also has had a couple of positive days now. So you know, just something to track. And then Farm Bros didn't go up too much today, which I'm happy about it because I wanted to go down. Farm is something I saw Dane added to Farm, right, on his last stream. But I think I want Farm a little bit cheaper. And I think maybe it's not too late. Maybe we'll get cheaper, but also I'm fully aware that I might have missed the boat a little bit. Not completely though, because I saw it months ago and it was at 3.5 or something, so it has had a big drop. So you shouldn't be too greedy either for when you make an entry position, you know. But now I first of all, I don't have the cash right now to just put it in there, so it doesn't really matter for me. It's more like to see if the price points that I have in my mind is good or not. So that's why I'm tracking them now without putting any money into them right now, because you know, my biggest position is ALTO by far, and then I have a position in Mastercraft as well. That's my only 2 stocks right now. I'm planning to diversify And the stocks I'm going through here now are the ones on my radar right now, at least. So farm, let's see how it goes. Hopefully for me it will drop. I know for Dane I want it to go up, you know, but I want to participate too. And then you have BNED, you know, BNED, oh my god, BNED for us has been a pain in the ass. But up 15%, 16% again, up in after hours here now, as you can see. I must say, I think the thesis we had plays out perfectly now. We just got smashed in the delusion that we had kind of predicted, but not to the degree that they diluted us, because they diluted by a ton of shares more than we ever expected. So that's where we got it wrong. But everything that has happened after, they cleaned out the balance sheet. It looks promising. I saw the quarterly reports were very positive in terms of the growth of the model they had. So everything seems to play out exactly like we hoped for. But we were too early in it and got killed with the delusion. But paying attention to it still. I hate BNED, but I want my money back, so I'm paying attention to it. But it's painful to watch. And BNED also got involved in some of the meme stocks, right? In that period also, it went. If we had just stuck out with BNED till the meme period, the money would be made back by us. Anyways. JD, BNED has been a success though. You were right on where it would be valued. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, JD. I think we were. I think the stuff that we were saying in terms of the potential it had and what it could do if it got past the debt issue. Everything we talked about with that has happened, and that's where it is right now. But our mistake was we didn't predict the type of delusion. I think it's ridiculous still, but maybe they were forced to do that. I'm a bit hesitant now, knowing that management actually did that. I'm a bit like, how investor friendly are they? Because you know, I got a punch in the face from them, so that's a little bit of a concern that I have with them, with the experience that we have gone through. But as a company, they look promising. Can't lie about that. And I agree with you, JD. Stuff that we talked about has actually been pretty accurate. But I'm out of being it. I'm not involved anymore. Maybe that's also a mistake, but and you know, I even sold my GTE position to put it into BNED, and then GTE went on and doubled. So I made a lot of mistakes in that period, and that's why it's extra painful. Like I broke a lot of the principles that I usually have. And I got burned, and that's a lesson that you know, if you look at our streams, we have reflected a lot upon this, and I decided to choose to look at it as a good thing to happen early in my investment career, because if we were right on everything here, I think we would be very confident in like how good we are when we're actually maybe just lucky, you know. And that's actually, I'm thinking about that a lot in investment. When are you good and when are you lucky? It's very hard to measure. Over time, you can't be lucky every year, you know. So if you perform over time, you can say that you're good, but in isolated incidences like this, it's very hard to measure. But it's cool to see that a lot of the things we talked about is actually happening. All right, let's dive into the daily movers now then. This is my screener, Abdullah. This is like, I have filters on, so this pulls in from the database that you saw me in the beginning of the stream that I updated. This pulls in from like 6,000-7,000 stocks. Everything that has moved 7% up or down today. So they get automatically pulled in here. I have some extra filters on biotech and funds, warrants, let me think, insurance, I think, have been filtered out, so they are not pulled in here. And the reason is because I'm not, and REITs, I think, also. No, not REITs yet, but yeah, I think those are the filters I have on. And then I have sorted the sheet after percentage to 52-week low, because I like to see when they are beaten down. So that's where you see me go through. I will probably stop here when it reaches those 20%, but I like to go through like insider buys. These columns here are like insider buys. Oh my god, like these. And here you have some simple metrics that I look for, and this is just like financial information in the business and everything like that, business description. So just to explain a bit. But I start always here then to look at the metrics, then I pull up some charts to see also. I'm just gonna do something real quick here. Let me have a look. I think I will do it like this. Okay. I'm just going to quickly go through this. And also some color coding over here. If they are black here, I've done research on them in the past 3 months, but I have not added them to my tracker sheet. And if they are white, it means that I've done research on them in the past 3 months and they are in my tracker sheet. Just for me to know if I don't have to pull them up again, you know, because when we go through that many tickers, it's easy to forget the names and stuff like that. Usually I'm not too interested in banks and stuff like that. MYPS is actually something I have them in the fundamental sheet already, so we're gonna go through them today. So nothing too new here. That looks good. Another bank. Don't really want to look at healthcare today. There's a lot of banks here today. Ranger Energy. Ranger, you know my, you know Dane. His name is Ranger Dane. So of course we're gonna look at Ranger Energy. Also look at these metrics, and they have insider buys 15% to lows. I like the market cap. Had a big move up today, so let's go ahead and pull in Ranger. And if I like it, I'm gonna push, you know, Ranger Dane to take a position in Ranger, because that's just how it works. When you like a name, you have to own it. Abdullah, I love the layout. Thank you, thank you. We you know, it has taken a while to build this sheet, so thanks for the compliment. Didn't mean for all caps. All good, all good. Yeah. So where were we? Ranger. We have another bank. A lot of banks. Rick. Kind of like Rick here. Let's check out Rick. REITs, I'm kind of skipping the REITs too. Oh, Jack is here. Jack is up 7%. Okay. A lot of banks I see in the movers today. EVI. I want to pull up EVI too. EV, where are they? There. EVI. I think I will. I'll just go through the ones with the insiders here before we even move into the fundamentals here to see if there's some substantial amount that should, you know, catch the eye. But that was the only one. Look at the sheet today, though. You don't see that often when on the stream so many tickers, you know. So obviously a good day. Actually, I forgot to check the dashboard today, but I assume. Oh, JD, got to go. I'll watch the race later. Good stuff. Go Alto. Okay, JD. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day then. And go Alto. Yeah. Look at this. The dashboard. Super green today, right? Shipping was down though. Tesla down. Netflix down. Nvidia a bit down again. Bitcoin is down a little bit, you know. But as we expected, a lot is down. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here in Dash today. But that's also what you see here in the movers, you know, a lot of tickers. So I think I have what I need right now, though. So let's start with some of the fundamental research. We can start with Ranger then. So Ranger provides, this is oil and gas equipment and services energy company. I don't think I will read through the description, but let's start with the insiders here. These two bought in June, beginning of June. It's not a super big amount, but it's something, you know, close to 100k. It's not bad, but I prefer it to be a little bit more. But it's from the CEO and CFO, and you see they buy here also. That was in November, so okay, a little bit at least. Before that, it's a long time since you find the last ones. You know, here we go in 2020 and stuff. This guy has sold a lot. Okay, it's meaningful. It's not a big thing, but it's meaningful. I see that the share count is a little bit down. Revenue is up the last 2 years, but a little bit down from the last year. They trade at almost 11 bucks. They have almost 4 bucks in operating cash flow, and they do generate free cash flow, which I'm happy about. A big increase in capex this year, so maybe they are doing some. Maybe they have some cost. That is like big now, because you see in the other years it's not even close to what it is this time, except in 2019. So maybe they had to do some cost now that will make the business better in the future. They trade around book value right now. Seems like they have a special dividend, something this year. A little bit positive here on the EPS. They are actually, they only have 5 million cash, but their short-term debt is 8, so I think they have control of that. And the total debt is 33 million. Let's check the margins. The margins are improving a little bit since 22, you know. So in that regard, it's like they are improving the business a bit. They seem to have been able to cut a little bit of expenses, which is good to see. So even though the capex was high, it seems like the general expenses is down a bit. So that's kind of what you like. And I saw also book value is a little bit up since last year, but in general from the COVID years, you know, down. I wonder what's going on here though, because it's a pretty big spike in revenue, and you see there's a acquisition here, right? $2 per share in acquisition. So maybe they have expanded the business that has helped the revenue grow. And they took on debt. This year also they took on debt, and maybe they took on debt to buy this thing here. I don't know, I would have to look through that. But since they don't have any debt here, I just want to check really quick what's on the book. Abdullah, hey, I do have to go. Thank you for all the information. I will check it out later. I just subscribed. Thanks, Abdullah. Thanks for the subscription. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for using the chat. And I hope to see you. The next stream is on Saturday. Dane and I will do one together. So we'll be 2 people on the stream then. So we hope to see you back there. And thanks again for all the kind words and that you spend the time from your day to you know, interact with us. We really appreciate that. So thanks, and see you. Enjoy the rest of your day then. So they do have a lot in property and equipment, of course. Yeah. Well, it's not bad, is it? Let me check some charts here real quick. You know, it's a bit up. I think from it has a bounce today. And I think in the week in general it's up, so it's on a positive trend right now. You can see that here, right? And I would want it a bit cheaper, also based on the cash generation here. It's not bad at all. $2 in free cash flow when you are in trade at 11. That's pretty good in my opinion. And I do like this. I must say I kind of like this. But for me to open a position, I think I would need to wait for a pullback. I don't see any interesting names here that I'm familiar with. I think this one is interesting, but it's hard to. I think it's kind of around fair value right now. You know, a little bit overbook. In terms of historic cash generation, you can see like $11, like around book value again. They do have debt and they don't have cash right now to take care of. I saw they had some lease liabilities too, so I'm not worried about the debt. But they have bought back some shares, but and they do generate free cash flow. I'm not worried about the debt here at all. But at the same time, they have they need to cover 8 million here now, and they don't have that in cash right now, according to my sheet at least. Let's see what people are writing. I think I will add them to the tracker already. There's a hold rating from February. Here is this dividend. Also, they have started to pay a dividend then. I'm not a big fan of that. But I can understand why they do it. Because they seem to be in a good position right now. Not a lot of comments or articles, but there's a couple here from February. Just want to see if this guy's, you know, he has a hold rating and it's like 10% up since then. Kind of agree with the, I didn't read this article, but kind of agree that this is interesting. Like I said, I know it trades close to the 52-week low, but I want it a bit cheaper for me to take a position here. Just want to read the conclusion. Remember, this article is from February. The activity declines in the completion side from 2022 through 1H23 trimmed some of Ranger's growth plans. Also, the company's exposure to gassier basins shrunk its revenues and margins as natural gas prices stayed under pressure. The company responded to the challenge by redeploying assets and pursuing operating efficiency. We saw they had cut the costs, right? It also shifts its focus to large customers to gain market share. Vendor consolidation can also help plug the hole in the operating margin falls. During Q3, Purchase pumped down assets for its wireline business. Its outlook can improve through selective bidding and focusing on production-oriented wireline jobs. So the stock marginally outperformed the Redneck Vector's oil serve in the past year. It has achieved a commitment to return 25% of its annual cash flows through share repurchases and dividends. However, the near-term growth challenge prompted me to stick to my hold call. So it seems like management is delivering on what they've said, and in terms of buying back shares and starting a dividend. But if they're gonna keep paying a dividend, and it's a little bit of a different play for me, but I'm gonna add them to my tracker just to believe it or not, but just to track it. But because if this falls down to, you know, I need it to fall a bit though, but if this falls to like, you know, 7, I would be very interested. It's been a while since I've been there though, but and I can't say that I see anything that will make that happen, but that's why I want to track it. All of a sudden you get an opportunity, you know. I'm putting 7. I know that is low. Just like solid fundamentals, no big debt to worry about. They bought back shares and started to pay a dividend recently. They do generate free cash flow and seems to be doing well. A couple of smaller insider buys lately. However, it needs to drop a lot more for our entry position. Pay attention to price action and new news. That's all I wrote here. I want to get it in tracker and just see if there's an opportunity at some point where it drops substantially, you know. So there it is then. And I will tell Ranger Dane about this company called Ranger. He needs to own them, I think. So the next one is Rick. So this is a restaurant, hospitality restaurants. Inside of 17%, that's pretty big. Let's check it out straight away here. So this guy owns a lot. And then, oh, so my sheet is a little bit wrong. But they include these guys, I guess. But he owns almost 8% though. That's meaningful either way. They have had some purchases in 24, but the smaller ones, but more often too, you know. And there's been historically they are, you know, they have these small amounts regularly, so that adds up in the long run. But it's still, I don't know what to think about it so far. That alone, you know. Look at the share count, pretty steady, down 1 million almost from 2015. So only 9 million, small float then. Revenue is up pretty good too, and look at the book value in those same years. If you look at these 3 years, it looks pretty good straight away, you know. They have generated cash. It seems like the best year was last year, and maybe that's why you have a drop this year, you know, towards the 52-week low. 7% short interest, a bit levered. You can see the sheet issues a little bit of a shares here. They do trade pretty high though at 44 bucks, so keep that in mind when you look at these numbers. They do pay a dividend here. Historically, only 1 year with negative earnings. They have made a couple of big acquisitions last year, and I guess again that's why the debt has gone up here. But if you look here though, they have paid it back a little bit of it. The short term is actually increasing from last year now, and they don't have money to cover it. So that's an issue they have to fix. The margins are actually pretty heavy down, and costs are up. So maybe they are not in the best position right now. And straight off, I'm not like a big fan of what I see right now. I don't think they are in big trouble either. But it's just like this doesn't seem too attractive to me, you know. But maybe there's some owners and things will change. But maybe there's some owners. So we have some. Not a lot though. Yeah. Let's check Seeking then and see what people are writing about them. Yeah. Let's check Seeking then. I didn't see I had a big bounce up today. 15% almost. He has a hold rating. Recent article. Some dividend comments here. I pressed the wrong button. This comment is from today. Oh, this is a bit old. People are talking a little bit about management's decision making and strategy, and some people are not a big fan of what they have done, but also they see some potential here if they have been buying back shares and stuff like that. So I assume they have a repurchase program in you know, what do you say, like live, that they are focusing on. But I did not see any buybacks in my sheet though. I don't think this one is something I will add, to be honest. I think I will just move on to the next one. I don't think this one. So EVI then. Look at the inside ownership, 60%. Big spike up today too. Industrials. They do laundry and dry cleaning equipment. Like stuff for that, based in Florida. So let's check the inside ownership, because that's pretty high, 60%. Yeah, this Henry guy and this fund is owning the majority then. So I'm assuming that that's their the fund's only position. This one. So they own a lot. It does trade close to the 52-week lows here. 20% from it, but it has been substantially lower not too long ago. But what's the number? They trade at $20 right now. They have no cash. That's a bit worried. They show up as levered, but the sheet doesn't issue shares. They don't have massive debt, but they have 3 million now short term, and they have no cash. So maybe they have a revolver or something that they can take it from. But they do generate free cash flow though, almost. And look at the capex, has never been high. So what they have in operating cash flow is almost the same as in free, you know. No dividend. Historically been positive in earnings every year. But it seems to be like in a little bit of growth mode still here because they have a lot of these acquisitions. And in that same time, look at the debt also, it's gone up, but they seem to have good control of debt. I'm not too worried about that here, but I'm a little bit worried that they are out of cash. So let's see if they have something that they can, you know, deal with that. Yeah, they do have a revolver. All right. Cost and expenses up. Operating expenses up. But so is revenue though. Yeah, I don't think this is something to add. First of all, I would need it to pull back a lot more to be interested. And it might do that. But I think it's just it's a little bit like it's too far away from where I would be interested in it. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. I think it would have to drop like with a crazy amount for me to get interested in this. Maybe down to, you know, but saying that though, in August it was down to where I kind of won it like 7. Yeah, I don't think it will go there, so I'm leaving it and moving on. I think pretty stable business though, and these years are pretty good too. Anyone writing about them? Old articles. I kind of expected not too many people looking at this one because it did look a little bit boring, you know. Now I will move on. TWI. It's Titan International. Also show up as levered, but they don't issue shares. Market cap of 552 million. They trade at 257. Was up also today. Short interest around 6%. They trade below book value and they do generate free cash flow and operating cash flow. So I like these things already, you know, but look at the debt they have taken on lately. Even if they have sold some, they made some purchases. So maybe it's debt finance, this acquisition here. They've also issued a little bit of shares, and look at the capex too, and you know, revenues are down even if margins and everything is up. Margin is down though from the previous year, but they have gotten their costs down. Cost and expenses, that is, operating expenses up quite a bit. Trades 11% to 52-week lows. Look at this drop though, pretty good, a pretty decent drop. And it has found some support here around $7. Maybe this looks a little bit attractive. But I think it's about to turn a little bit and, you know, keep moving up. So I would have to wait for a pullback here towards, you know, 7 again before it would be interesting for me. More like a swing trade on this one. To go in heavy, I would need it to drop to... I don't know. Maybe closer to 6. I think this could be worth $10. You know, from 10 to 15. I think it could go up there. Oh yeah, it was at 15 in the beginning of the year actually, which would be a double from this price. I'm just looking at the chart, and it has some momentum up now, so I kind of wanted to pull back a little bit, but you know, it does seem to be in a bullish trend, and the fundamentals are not bad. When you trade at 750 and you have almost $1.5 in free cash flow, that's pretty good. I'm gonna add these to my tracker. Twin I have. I don't have the TWI. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah. So Twin, industry, industrials, agriculture, machinery. I would say a good price entry. I think 7, like around where it is now, is actually a good price for this. But purely on the trend that I see right now, I want it a little bit to pull back towards like 7, almost $7 again, you know. And then see again how it looks like then. They have some depth, right? But since they trade below book value and they do generate this also historical on a 7-year average, they do generate free cash flow even. So my sheet thinks like this is enough for them to handle the depth. Oh, they have some depth, but seem to have somewhat control of it. And I assume some are leases too. We can check that after actually. But what and they have more than enough cash to cover the near-term debt. I didn't see that actually before now, and maybe that comes from the delusion or something. But they are in a good position in terms of the cash they have. Is this the one with the no 6% insider? There's no insider bias. Did we check whale wisdom on these? Cayman, okay. These values are big. J Fishman. All right. I kind of like them. I like these ones. What else were I gonna? I was thinking about our book value. Just writing a reminder to myself to revisit the charts if it goes to 7. Just because I want to see the momentum the stock has then. But this one was interesting actually, TWI. Adding a lot to the tracker today, that's good. Here they are. I forgot to check seeking on these. Hawk Invest. He writes some good articles. I think he wrote about Mastercraft too. Seems like there's some stuff going on the ownership side too. Seems like there's some stuff going on the ownership side that is, of course, something that is interesting to pay attention to. But I think my notes cover the interesting parts here, so I will just leave it there. I'm just checking the time. I don't think I have time to go through all of these. I wanted to go through MYPS and then maybe like ICD and VSCO. MYPS is like a tech company. They do games and they trade close to the 52-week lows here, and had also update today. What I found interesting on this is like this thing, Microsoft have sold some shares to the company, and I tried to look a little bit of what's going on here with Microsoft owning them, but I could not find too much other than that they had sold shares to the company, and that hasn't showed up here in the amounts of shares as far as I know. The margins is a little bit up. They've cut the operating expense a little bit, which is good to see. They look at the cash position. They have 2 years now with 124 million. They don't have any debt here that is worth talking about, so that's pretty good, a good situation to be in. But at the same time, what are they using this cash for? Because there's no acquisitions, but the capex is a bit high, so I assume like they are buying like new games, licenses to new games, or putting money into develop new games as well. They trade a little bit down below their book value. As a tech company, you know, the tangible book value is always a little bit lower. And they do even generate a little bit of free cash flow, which is good to see here. Young company. I wish I had a little bit more history here. I would have to lean a little bit on what people are talking about here on Seeking for this one. Seeking. So pretty old articles except this new one, but they don't have any comments. PlayStudio shares are down nearly 20% this year despite solid business performance. The company continues to exhibit strong profitability even as the revenue has stagnated in recent quarters. The company's net cash position comprises more than 40% of its current market cap, and management is executing a 50 million share repurchase program. And that's probably where they bought some from Microsoft. On Tuesday announced the company had entered into an agreement to purchase the 11 million shares of the company's Class A common stock held by Microsoft. Shares will be purchased at a price of $2.11, which is today's price. Just noticed my camera is messed up again. Back working. Shares will be purchased at a price of $2.11 per share and funded with available cash, the company said. Total consideration paid by Play Studios will be 24 million. The repurchase will reduce the number of shares of the company's outstanding common stock by about 8.6%. So, you know, that's good, and that's pretty recent. I think this was in June. So, exactly a month ago. And I'm not sure if you saw a move in the price on that. Probably this up here, but then it fell straight down again. I think this is like a little bit high. You know, if you look at the chart, if it drops back here to, I think I would need it. It's a little bit tricky with this because of the shorter history. But you see, it has a little bit of a support down here at 190, so I think I would have to wait for that to be interesting. But I do like the cash position. I do like the fact that they have purchased back shares from Microsoft. That was a lot of shares too, and they spent, you know, a substantial amount of cash on that. So seems like they are doing you know, somewhat good job to make shareholders happy here. They are not profitable though. Earnings is down. But it's hard to get past this big cash position that they have. I think. I think I will add them too. $211, right? I'm putting 190, and I think this could drop back to 190. I mean, fundamentals are not that great, but the cash kind of makes the balance sheet looks pretty good, right? They have a lot of options. They have diluted a little bit though. Also, if you look at since the company started, they've diluted with 10 million shares, which is a lot. I'm gonna put that in. And maybe that's like stock compensation for people in the company too. We would have to check that, I think. Another interesting point is like, why are Microsoft selling these shares? I didn't look into that and I haven't figured it out, so I'm not sure about it. But that would be interesting to see. Because they seem to, from what I could tell, they sold the entire position, right? I'm not sure about that though. Yeah, I think that's another added to the tracker. I'm pretty happy with that. ICD, I think I have no ICD here. That's a bit weird because I know ICD from before. Little weird company, that the ICD, in terms of some history that I've seen from stock tweets. It's so long ago, so I'm probably not gonna be able to find it. And don't quote me on this because I might not remember correctly, but I think there was a guy, I think, called William Monroe that was posting on stock tweets under the nickname of Crabfish or something like that. And some people managed to track him down who he was, because the filings with William Monroe made sense according to what this crabfish character said on stock tweets, and there was a lot of like people trying to figure out who this was, because he was so bullish and he was like talking in a way that made them believe that he was a big owner, and then it turned out he was a big owner. And as I said, this is years ago, so the company has probably changed a lot since then, so it's irrelevant probably for what you see now. But just I don't have them in tracker, but I know that I've seen them in the past a number of times. Let's check if this is correct with the William Monroe guy. Yeah, look here. William Monroe, he has sold out. Maybe not sold out, but he sold a lot of shares though. And there was some messed up stuff with his filing as well. He filed very late, if I remember correctly. He filed very late, and that was like a little bit of a red flag for people. But you can see he sold here at almost $4, $3 to $4. What did he buy for? See here, 21. Yeah, that's around the time I was talking about. He bought 4. All right. So it ended up maybe not too good for him then. But maybe he's still a 10% owner. I'm not sure about this. Okay. Yeah, so there's some history there that I know about with him, but never mind. That's pretty old. If you look at a small company, right, 70 million in market cap. If you look at the book value at $12, look at the cash generation here: $4 in operating cash flow, almost 2 in free cash flow. So it generates more free cash flow than share price right now. Revenue is down, share count is up, debt is also up, so they've taken on debt here all this time. Short term is 2 million, they have 5 in cash, so they should be good to go for at least a little bit, you know. Margins are improved. They have managed to get the cost down a little bit and the expenses, so that's good. Which to me it seems pretty crazy that these people are trading so low, and even you see that they are trading now close to the 52-week lows here. Ugly looking chart, of course, but if you go to January 23, it was trading at $5. And you know, I can at least see this. I have to say though, they have not a good history in generating free cash flow, but they have done it now. And then when you get a opportunity where they still trade low, maybe that's, you know, maybe that's good. Terrible earnings though, and if you look historically, very bad earnings. They've even sold some assets here now and raised some cash in that way. But keep in mind also a little bit of a share dilution here historically too, you know. 4% short interest. I kind of like them, you know. I must say I like them a lot. And I think right where they are now is also maybe a good buying opportunity. And even if it drops closer to 1, which it may not will, small market cap though, so that's the risk here. But I'm definitely adding these to my tracker. I don't like the William Monroe story here, but I'm not sure if he's involved anymore. Because I just remember that I found the whole thing a little bit strange because of the way he was talking on stock tweets and with the late filing and all that stuff. So I'm not sure about how to interpret that. This guy has written on all the companies today, I think. Oh yeah, he has paid attention to them a lot. And he has changed his view on them too. Now it currently has a hold rating. Independent contract drilling navigates through operational challenges. This is recent, like 8th of June. It's down 60% since then. Wow. Oh, June 23, so it's old. All right. Starbucks. Oh, here he's talking about Monroe. Monroe was an outsider insider though. I looked him up. I was paying attention to that story. Yeah, I found it a little bit fascinating. Starbucks disagree with the article. Is Starbucks still involved though? I think from February. Here it is. Oh, from yesterday. They are working on something and are no doubt blacked out. So he's saying like they can't buy here. For what's worth, I'm the third largest shareholder of the company. I still believe it's going to bounce and is way oversold. I think it could be sold for $3 to $4. Or they could get a refinance and it could trade up on that combined with the inevitable turnaround in gas prices, which could get us to the high single digits in time. Like you, I really like the price to book. This is a levered situation I'm more comfortable with. Results not terribly surprising and not enough to justify a 180 stock price. And it's even way below that now. Pyramid status is about what I have hoped and they sigged with the 200 blah blah blah. Stock is worth a lot more than the current price in the sale and obviously a multiple of the current price in the turnaround. Trading at 2020 levels when they were walking dead makes no sense. I'll be adding on additional declines. Well, I find it very interesting. This is close to a buy already for me, to be honest. And no recommendation, no. No recommendation, but I find this a little bit interesting at these levels. Sorry, I'm not sure what's going on with my camera today. Anyways, I'm adding them. I have to add these guys. This is interesting, I think. Very interesting, I think. Adding a lot today. I'm pretty happy with it so far. What was the price? 114. I would put like just a buck. Not sure it's gonna bounce back there. I have a high conviction actually. Star was involved. Monroe's story, just a note to myself because I remember it from before. He seemed to be a little bit out again now though. Margins are up. Costs are down. I have to write Star was involved. He's says he was the third largest owner, right? I'm a bit excited on this ticker. I kind of like them. Risky though because of the tiny market cap and all that stuff. But interesting nonetheless. Very interesting, I think. Not OCD, that's something else, I think. ICD. Alright, good stuff. Okay, we do one more and then I think I have to go after this one. VSCO, which is Victoria's Secret. Big market cap, 1.5 billion. It trades almost 20 bucks. You know, it's a bit high. I had a bounce up today too. 31% to the 52-week low. Margins are a bit steady, you know, hasn't gone too much up. You see revenue also. They of course jump a little bit up and down, but they've had a little bit of a repurchase of the shares since 2022. Massive capex this year. So operating costs and expenses are up a little bit, but maybe they are then improving the company for further growth. 11% short interest. You know, there's a reason they have been traded a little bit down here, you know. Went to 15 a little bit. You see October before they came up with that guidance over the rate cuts and stuff, it was at 14 bucks. 5 in book value, so this already looks a little bit expensive or kind of like where it should be in my opinion. I would think it's like fair value maybe would be a little bit lower. So right off the bat I'm not too interested in this. Heavy debt though. So what's the debt here? I assume there's a lot of leases because they are in malls and stuff like that. Yeah, half of it is in leases. There's something due in 28, revolver due in 26. Then senior notes due in 29. They have time though. But how, I don't know, Victoria's Secret, like they don't have too much of them here. I see them at airports and stuff like that, and in other countries of course, but I'm not sure how are people shopping there anymore. Not sure about it. It's a big short interest actually. EPS is up. I mean not up, but it's positive, that's what I meant to say. They had a big acquisition here, which could have been financed by taking on a little bit of debt, but they've also spent some cash here, you know, so maybe they just spent some of the cash on it. What are people saying about hold and sell? Weak fundamentals is why we are sellers of the stock. This is from June 12. I must say though, the fundamentals doesn't look insane good. A great opportunity, much too cheap in my eyes. The weakness is temporary, and once the consumers start to spend money again, it's gonna have a big impact for Victoria's Secret with its popular brand. They have the name though, that there's no doubt about that. Victoria, this is from June. Secret sees sales and profits decline in challenging and competitive environment. That's what I'm saying. Like, are people shopping here anymore? Too many American women can't fit into Victoria's Secret clothing anymore. No sense in buying it. Women buying few thongs and G-strings. Interesting. Maybe they need to unleash their irresistible blah blah blah. I'm not sure if they are messing around or if it's actually like this. Yeah, you know, I'm not over there, so I don't know. Like I said, the stores are not so many here, but I haven't heard about them in a long time, to be honest. So I'm not sure about the. They do have the brand name though. Who are owners here? And they have a lot of big owners. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think though, maybe for this exact company, it's worth checking out the website. Just to have a look. No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna see if they have some recent presentation. Just having a look at this in terms of sales and stuff like that. Here's the outlook. Decreased low single digits compared to in 23. And how was the chart here? Yeah. It's on an uptrend in last week though. If you check what they have done in the last week, it has bounced up actually. From 16 to almost 20. So maybe it has some momentum. But I think like I think I would trim a little bit where it is now and wait for a pullback towards like 17.5 if it goes to there, and then maybe think about adding again there. But I think fair value would be around where it is now, a little bit lower, like I said, like, you know, between 15 and where it is now maybe. But all in all, I don't think I'm interested in to add this to the tracker. I think it's a little bit too expensive for a long-term hold. As a trade, like a bit more trade and short-term, it could be interesting. Like I just said, if it gets a pullback towards 17.5, and then maybe look into adding again. And I would maybe trim a little bit here right now. There's a high short interest though, so that's something to keep in mind here. But I'm just like long term, I'm a bit concerned about their sales and their outlook, and then in addition, you know, I talked about earlier that we are not paying too much attention to the macro environment, but also I'm not, you know, trends and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I would have to dig more into how that market works. But like I said, I don't see too many of these stores around where I live. So, but I always see them at like airports and stuff like that. All right, I think that's it for me today. I've actually I've been pretty happy with the tickers I've gone through today. I added a lot of them. Didn't do FC, JRSH, only those two. I will save them for Saturday when Dane and I are back. But I think that this is it for me today. I apologize again. I was a bit late today. I have to fix some of the issues that I faced till Saturday. But it was good to be back, been having a short break, not because I had a break, but because of it was a 4th of July celebration, and then we didn't do one on the weekend. So Dane and I am back at normal now, and we will both be on Saturday, so looking forward to that. And thanks to JD and Abdullah for tuning in and using the chat. I love to see new people, so Abdullah, I hope to see you back on Saturday, and hopefully you can tune in more in the future as well. And good day for Alto, good day for Mastercraft. Let's hope it will continue tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. But Dane and I will be back on Saturday to sum up the week, and then we move from there. We see how it goes. Still, I'm paying close attention to now. ICD was caught my eye a lot today, so I'm going to keep a close eye on ICD, SPWH, Farm, AMRK, and then of course Alto and Mastercraft. Also going to pay a little bit attention to BNED, but most because I want to see where it finally goes in the end. Yeah, so that's it for me today. Thanks for everyone who followed along. I will see you again on Saturday together with Dane. Enjoy the rest of your day and the week. And yeah, thanks for tuning in again. Bye bye.